This is a walkthrough for how to claim your center in National Infusion Center Association's Infusion Center Locator. So as you can see, we have started off on NICA's main webpage here, infusioncenter.org. We're going to hover over the Infusion Center Locator tab and then click Search. This is going to redirect you to the actual locator. And then before we get started, as it says here, we just need to know a little bit more about you. The information that is compiled from this helps us improve the locator to better serve you and your patients. And by clicking continue, you are agreeing to our terms of service, which can be read if you click here. One of the most important things, please allow the page to know your location, or you could run into some issues. This defaults to Austin, Texas, where NICA is based, but let us search for some locations around Orlando, Florida. Before we click search, the search radius can be anywhere from 5 to 100 miles of either the zip code or the city and state that you enter. So I'm going to just do 40 miles here. And before we click search, also note that if you are helping a patient use the locator, we have a lot of filters available for them to be able to find the best site of care. Open weekends, you can hide the hospital-based locations, you can see which ones accept Medicare and or Medicaid, ones that accept outside referrals. We have a lot of medications in the database, so they could look for their specific one. And then also if they are looking for a disease, a specific disease, we have all of those listed here. So we're just going to go ahead and click search. And unclaimed locations will be below sponsored listings, provider member listings, and then claimed listings. So let's look at Neurology Associates. As you can see, it is unclaimed. I'm going to click on this. And then this is the center's profile. So ideally, all of this information would be filled out. We're going to claim it, so we can do that. Please go ahead and click claim this location. This is verifying that you are associated with the practice. Going to log in, and this is the login screen. You'll see this a couple of times throughout the process. Okay, so when you go to your email, every time you sign into the locator, it's going to send you an email that looks exactly like this. So just click the link. It's going to redirect you back to the center's profile. To go ahead and click this location again. This is stating that when you hit submit, you're claiming ownership and administration of this center. It will be hidden from that list until an NICA team member can verify your identity. This takes typically 24, maybe 48 hours maximum. Okay, great. So we've now claimed the location. So now we can go to the location manager and edit all of the information. So this is the admin panel. It is separate from the Infusion Center Locator, hence why it opened up a new window. So we're going to go ahead and sign in again. right, click that link. And this is what the page will look like that you come to. You have to have at least one approved location in order to access member resources. So those include provider membership, sponsored locator listings, pipeline reports, all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and click here. And the center that you claimed will be right here. And so you can go ahead and click edit. And this is where you will update all of the center's information. The majority of these practices were uploaded into the locator by Team NICA. So if there are things that you need to edit or correct, we would love for you to do that. Please note that at least one biologic has to be checked in order for the system to let you save your profile. If you are not administering any biologics, you can go ahead and click NA. There are a lot of other medications that you can choose. And then go ahead and let everybody know what health plans you accept. That's always very helpful. Practice type. And then whoever you have that staffs the center, please put that in. And then amenities. These are really for patients to know what to expect when they're going for their infusion. And then business hours, they default 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. However, you can change those. We'll just say you're open until 4:30 instead. You can do that for all of them. And then if your business hours have been temporarily affected, let's say by a natural disaster, or if your office is undergoing construction or anything like that, go ahead and click this box. And then also write the reason. And then when you all are expecting the hours to be back to normal. Once the hours are back to normal, please be sure to come back in to the profile, erase this reason, and uncheck this box. If languages other than English are spoken at the center, feel free to include those. Profiles default to having one chair at each location, so please be sure to update that information. If your office has a presence on social media, you'll be able to put in the Facebook ID and or the Twitter handle of the office. And then if the location is temporarily closed for whatever reason, go ahead and check this, type in the reason, and when you think it might reopen. And just like with the business hours being temporarily affected, once the location is open, come in, delete this information, and then unclick this box. If you do not, there will be a permanent red overlay on the location in the list, and it will say closed. Great. So now it's pending approval. Like I mentioned earlier, it takes the team about 24 to 48 hours maximum to approve the location. Once that location is approved, it will show up in the search results. And so one thing I also wanted to address while we are on here is users versus organizations. So as an admin, you can add users. And when you add these users, these people will be able to manage the profile for a specific center. So if you have a multi-site practice and you want a nurse to manage one location and an office manager to manage one location, you would just enter their email. Be sure to click Add User. You just click Save. It will not save the person's email. And also you can remove them at any time. So let's click Save. I'll quickly show you the email that the invited user receives. Just lets them know that they're able to now manage the practice. Okay, so that's how to add users to help maintain the location or locations. And then we have organizations. So this should be for admins only. So if we edit organization, you can name it your organization whenever you would like. My office. It's for you, really. And then you can add users into your organization as well. Please note that when you do this, this will indicate that they have admin level privileges. And with that, they can purchase member resources on behalf of the organization. They can manage the users that are able to edit the individual location profiles. So if you have somebody that will be doing that, go ahead and enter their email, click Add User again, and then Save. They will receive an email. So there you go. It'll say you've been added to whatever name you changed it to. And then that person can log in and they will see exactly what you see.